Morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. I'm going to go ahead and call the dismissal docket at this particular time. So I know that we have quite a few people on. I am Judge Monica Purdy, the new presiding judge of the 95th District Court. So we'll go ahead and get started with our dismissal docket this morning. First on my docket is cause number DC 19-07206. This is Jovonda Starling et al. Versus Ryan Nicholas Were. May I have the parties announced at this time, or let me know your name, whoever's on the video conference for this particular case, and let me know the status of this case.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mohammed Saeed for the plaintiffs. This case is settled. We're just trying to finalize the settlement documents.
Okay. When did the case settle, Mr. Saeed?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did the case settle?
Your Honor, this is John Godoy, attorney for two of the defendants. I'm looking that date up. It settled in the month of December. We mediated, but I'm looking up the specific date.
December 10th, Your Honor.
Okay, I just wanted to get a feel for how long ago it settled. Didn't need a specific date, but we will move you all to the next dismissal docket. But in the meantime, Mr. Saeed, if you can get us, if it's going to be non-suited because you all have settled, if you could get us the appropriate paperwork, then you won't have to appear at the next dismissal docket hearing, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll make sure that the clerk sends out, or the coordinator sends out, a new notice date for the new reset of the dismissal, our next dismissal docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next on the docket is cause number DC 19-15479, Draft Pros LLC versus Gary Page. Do we have anybody on the video conference appearing for any of those parties? All right, hearing no announcements, that case will be dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 19-20087, Unifund CCR LLC versus Denise P. Armstrong. Do we have anyone on the video conference for that particular case? All right, hearing no announcement, that case will be dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Next on the docket is cause number DC 20-10356, Daryl W. Cook PC versus Blue Star Commercial Fundings LLC. Do I have anyone on the video conference for that particular case? Hearing no announcements, that case will be dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-12055, Government Employees Insurance Company versus Shadronda Donaldson.
John Lamberson here for plaintiff, Judge.
All right. What's the status of this case, Mr. Lamberson?
We are preparing a motion for default judgment, Your Honor. We have not been able to secure yet an affidavit from our client as it relates to proving up the damages in the case. We are in process. We have been working with them. We are trying to move it as fast as we can. We filed a motion to retain in the case. We're asking for a final 30-day reset. We know that if we can't get in with 30 days, it should be dismissed for warrant of prosecution, but we are asking for that 30 days.
All right. The court will allow a final 30-day reset, meaning no more resets after that particular day. So I will have the clerk to notify you of the new date for the dismissal docket. But assuming you get your motion for default in prior to that time, then the court will review it and move it on its way. So thank you very much, Mr. Lamberson.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-12679, State of Texas versus $2,635.
Yes, Judge. James Edmonds here for the state.
Yes, Mr. Edmonds, what's the status of this case?
Judge, you'll see that there's a citation that's unserved as of 12/10. That's an out-of-county citation that we had to mail to the constable out there. And so that's the delay for that service. So they're going to be trying to serve this individual. We're still trying to serve this individual, but he is out of county, and that's for a delay. So the state's asking for a continuation on the docket.
All right, Mr. Edmonds, we'll reset this case for 30 days and it'll be reset until the court's next dismissal docket date, okay? And the
Yes,
state will
Judge.
be notified of the new date. Thank you.
Maybe
Next.
excuse, Your Honor.
Yes, you may. Thank
you,
you.
Judge.
Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-13447, Romelia Rueda et al. Or Rueda et al. Versus Roxana Torres Alsbury et al. Do I have anyone on the video conference for that particular case?
Yes, Your Honor. Brianna Crozier on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you. Did I have another announcement?
No, that's just me, Your Honor. I have a lot of background noise and I apologize.
No problem. No problem. What's the status of this case, Mrs. Crozier? Mrs. Crozier, you're on mute. What's the status of this particular case?
Sorry, can you hear me now, Your Honor?
I can.
Okay, I've been informed that the defendants are now in Mexico, so we were trying to procure a settlement on this case. And so we were asking for an extension so that we can get the case settled and off of the court's docket.
Okay, do you know how much time you're needing? Is 30 days going to be sufficient?
Hopefully, Your Honor, I hope that it would be done. We may not have everything closed out in 30 days, but if not, then I can let the court know at that time that we need more time to just finish out the settlement process.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take a look at this file, Mrs. Crozier. It'll either be set for 30 days or 60 days. I'll take a look at it when we wrap up the dismissal docket this hearing, but you'll be notified of the new date. The court intends to retain it for right now, but the question is whether or not I'll reset it for 30 or 60 days, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I'll be on the lookout for that order.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
All
Bye.
right, let me circle back to some previous cases that I called earlier. I understand maybe some parties were having a problem getting onto the Zoom link this morning, so I want to make sure that if they have joined us now, that they can make the appropriate announcements for their cases. Do I have anyone on the Zoom conference for cause number DC 19-15479, Draft Pros LLC versus Gary Page? How about cause number DC 19-20087, Unifund CCR LLC versus Denise P. Armstrong? All right, and how about cause number DC 20-10356, Daryl W. Cook PC versus Blue Star Commercial Fundings? Okay, all right, next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-14079, Joseph Murray versus Ernie Blanco Echevarria et al. Do I have anyone on the video conference for this case? All right, hearing no announcements, that case will be dismissed for want of prosecution. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-14150, Veritex Community Bank versus Randy W. Miles et al. Hearing no announcements, that case will be dismissed for want of prosecution. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-14224, Absolute Resolutions Investments LLC versus Derek D. Turner.
Yes, Your Honor. Pamela Schwartz here for Absolute Resolutions.
All right, what's the status of this case, Mrs. Schwartz?
We are still working to serve the defendant, so we would ask to retain the case and give us a little bit more time to get him served.
All right, is there just one defendant?
Yes, just Derek D. Turner.
Okay. All right, we'll reset this for 30 days. It'll be on the court's next dismissal docket. All right?
Okay. Thank you so much, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank
Have
you.
a good day. Bye.
Thank you too. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-15484, Midland Funding LLC versus Tony Smith. Anybody on that case?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Enda here for plaintiff.
All right. What's the status of this case?
Your Honor, they attempted service, which was bad. They ran a skip trace, got a new address on January 3rd. So in their process of continuing their diligent efforts to get defendant served, we would ask that the case be retained on the docket.
All right, and you just need to perfect service on the one defendant, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, the court will retain it for 30 days and you'll be notified of the new dismissal date.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that. May I be excused?
Thank you. Yes, you may.
Okay,
Next
welcome to the bench.
Thank you so much. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-15560, American Express National Bank versus KL Barron Incorporated et al.
Plaintiff's counsel is here, Your Honor,
All
for
right.
American Express. This one, we're trying to serve him. We're working on a 106. I would ask for it to be retained for 30 days.
Okay.
We're having trouble finding him.
All right. Do we already have a 106 on file or do you plan on?
I believe we need to do one more attempt before we file a 106. But
Okay. All right. The court will retain it for 30 days and you'll be notified of the next dismissal docket date of this court. Okay.
great, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Spence. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-15592, Simi Winter versus, is it Tabby Petroleum Corporation et al.?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. This is Blessing Anansi on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. Good morning. What's the status of this case?
So we're currently in settlement discussions. We actually have a settlement agreement, but we won't be concluded until February 21st. So we're currently there. Defendant did receive notice of the case along with the actual petition via email because we're having difficulty doing physical service. And so since then, we have been going back and forth on trying to get a settlement in place. And so we're just waiting to kind of see the process through. We're asking to get a 60-day extension to carry it out at least until February 21st. So we'll be able to finalize the process.
Okay. And just so the court, is it Mrs. Antani?
Ananti.
Ananti. I see the A now, so appreciate that. So is the settlement to be done by the 21st of February? Is that what I understood you to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll reset this matter. I'll just make sure that it appears on a dismissal docket date after the 21st of February, if that is the targeted date for settlement. So you'll be notified of the next date for this particular case, that it'll be placed on a dismissal docket. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Hopefully we
All right.
can dismiss on our own prior to then. So
All right. That would be great. Thank you so much.
thank you. Have a wonderful day, Your Honor.
All right. You too. Take care. Next on the court's docket is cause number DC 20-15605, American Express National Bank versus Benjamin Doan Stevens.
That one's mine too, Your Honor. We served him on the 15th of December, and we're still waiting on an affidavit from our client to file an MDJ.
All right. I'm going to reset it for 30 days, Mr. Spence.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be notified of the new date. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. I think maybe this last one might be yours. DC 20-15612, American Express National Bank versus Herbert Green.
That one's mine too, Your Honor.
Okay.
Same situation. We served him on the 24th of November, and we're waiting on an affidavit from our client.
Okay. I'll make the same notation to make sure that that's reset within 30 days. All right.
Great, thank you. Welcome to the bench, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I
Maybe
appreciate it.
maybe excused.
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay. Take care. All right, Mrs. Rouse.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm not sure this link again. I went back and called those that I DWAP'd in case anybody joined later.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to apologize again. I've never done the dismissal docket in 12 years. I'm horrified that I've set an alarm now to make sure this will never happen again. And I can also make you a co-host too, if you want to be able to get on before me or anything like that. I've never done it. I can't believe I did that. And I knew that it was there and I'm just sitting there waiting to start my computer.
Right,
Call me. So I promise you it will not ever happen again.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, and I mean, in terms of the links and things like that, I don't want to be in charge of that. I just want to turn on my computer and know that it's hearing time.
Yes, ma'am. And that's why I was hoping we could just make everything this new link and that would be easier. And I don't know if with the dismissals, it's because.
Well, the dismissals would have received notice of the dismissal before I even got here. So
Okay,
they got a
that's probably
notice
why.
that it's on their dismissal docket and that this is the link to join on. So eventually we'll be able to use one link. So
Yes,
for
ma'am.
instance, these people that all got reset today,
Yes, ma'am.
they'll get a notice of a new date with whatever Zoom link I'm providing them. But any of
Okay.
the ones that would have been under Judge Lee,
Yes, ma'am.
they've already been notified of when to show up for court.
That's right. Okay.
And I don't want to confuse them by, saying, don't use that link, use this link now.
All right. And I think Karen said for all the trials going forward, we can still use the new link because she doesn't tell them like the week before, which
Correct.
link to use. So
Correct.
that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's just like I said on the stuff that would have been noticed before I actually arrived. That's going to be a problem because we have to refer to whatever link they were notified to appear on.
Yes, ma'am. And I
So-
think most everything I had waited till I spoke with you to schedule anything in just January to make sure we were on the same page and like were we just going to use one link. And
Right.
so I don't think there are any more. And that's why I was telling Karen, if there's a way I could just email everybody the day before just to make sure, hey, is this the correct link that you were sent? Because I don't think there are, because like every day I just show one link and one docket on my Zoom.
Right.
It doesn't have multiple like I'd sent one before.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Then I will see you at 10 for the, it looks like we have a hearing at 10.
yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
And
I'll
that's
see
on
you then.
the new link.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.